Stop. Fight.
Ditcheva asked her to stand back up. More body shots. This one
There you go.
First round finish for Dakota Ditcheva. And it was the body work.
You think Dakota Ditcheva's brutal first-round knockouts are impressive? 27 seconds, 37 seconds, 43 seconds. Those lightning-fast finishes that have the MMA world buzzing. Well, what if I told you there's a fighter in the UFC who might just be Dakota 2.0? Or maybe even better.
Was that? Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Is finished.
Holy moly!
Absolutely vicious from Lionheart to Corsi.
Meet Juliana Killer Miller. And trust me, that nickname isn't just for show.
Come on in.
Down the fence.
We're ready.
So long and rangy.
Put away.
While everyone's talking about Dakota Ditcheva's dominance in PFL, there's a warrior in the UFC who's been through hell and back, and she's about to remind everyone why they call her Killer.
Really impressed with the ground attack.
Nice, beautiful.
Of Miller trying to get this armbar.
goodness.
Hollowell in deep.
No,
There it is.
Wow.
The killer Juliana Miller via submission in round number 1. I was just mentioning I like the
submission by armbar for your winner and still undefeated, Juliana Killer Miller.
Make sure to smash that subscribe button and hit the bell. You don't want to miss what happens next in this incredible story. Let's talk about Dakota Ditcheva first. Undefeated, devastating power. Those knockout highlights that go viral every time she steps in the cage. She's the golden girl of women's MMA right now, and for good reason. But here's what's crazy. Juliana Miller has something Dakota doesn't. She's been tested by fire in the UFC octagon. She's faced adversity that would break most people, and she's still standing, still fighting, still hungry.
But I'm getting stronger and better. I'm young in my career, and this means the world to me. Killer's back, baby. Let's go!
While Dakota's been building her perfect record, Juliana's been building character. And sometimes, character beats talent when talent doesn't work hard enough. Juliana Miller burst onto the scene when she won the Ultimate Fighter Season 30. This wasn't just any victory. She dominated Brogan Walker with a TKO that announced her arrival to the world. The UFC had found its next star.
Hearing people kind of attribute your performances to something else, so to speak.
Yeah, you know what? And they're right to believe that and think that way. I got signed to the UFC 2-1 as a pro. I had 2 wins and 1 loss. Like, of course I didn't know what I was doing. And, you know, I do have less experience. I am coming in off 2 losses. And it's up to you as an athlete, like, regardless of my experience, I was a professional. It's up to me to not take the fight if I'm injured. It's not something that is to brag about, like, oh, I lost because I was injured. And I never want to do that again. That's not something that I'm proud of, and nor is it an excuse. Veronica Hardy showed up the better woman that day, as did Luana Santos. However, what I'd like to say to them is, you know what, you're right. Maybe I don't belong in the UFC, but we're here to find out. I don't mind being the underdog. I don't mind being the black horse. And I'm curious to see how I can perform against a high-level girl and see where it goes. Let's see what happens when I'm healthy. Maybe I don't belong there. And if I don't belong there, I can eat that and I can take that and I can go and improve. However, now I'm healthy and I truly believe that I need 1 solid catch to finish this fight, and we'll see how it goes, you know. Ivana Petrovic is doing her entire camp with Valentina Shevchenko right now. Hats off to her. I mean, she's training with the champion of the world, and it's like, I don't care. I hope that she comes ready for a war, because this is so much more than just a fight, and this is so much more than a win for me. I have had a tumultuous past. I've had an incredibly rough road. I have overcome so much adversity. I have made promises to people about this performance that when I win, I will speak more about. It's just like some personal things for me, and you know, people that have passed away. My grandma, whom I love a lot, she passed away, and she's not just fighting a girl who came off of a loss. She's fighting someone who is hungry to prove themselves. And you know what? Like, she can underlook me as she rightfully deserves. I am off 2 losses. However, I think that when I'm healthy, that I'm going to be a bad day for anyone. So I hope she comes prepared.
But then reality hit. Hard. 2 brutal losses that had fans turning against her, injuries that required multiple surgeries, and then, the most devastating blow of all, losing her grandmother, the woman who raised her.
Oh, Santos with a clubbing right. And now starting to put them together. Herzog taking a close look. Santos maybe just a couple lands away from a victory.
Wow.
Miller's actually still fighting. Oh, and knocks her down.
Jason Herzog is really thinking about stopping this fight.
She's still fighting. She's still
I think this is enough. She's not fighting back anymore.
Not anymore. That'll do it. She was still throwing punches.
Listen to this quote. The last time she saw me in MMA competition, she saw me getting hurt. She saw me losing. Imagine carrying that weight into your next fight.
I thought people say that they thought I won that fight. I thought Claire won our first fight. I thought that I made a lot of mistakes. I think that I learned you can't just grapple in MMA. There's a lot more to it. You know what I mean?
2024 was Juliana's rock bottom. While Dakota was racking up highlight reel knockouts, Juliana was fighting battles outside the cage. 2 major surgeries, 1 minor procedure, months of rehabilitation.
Ditcheva really going for her here now.
Yep.
Really trying to put the seal on this. It's a good kick.
Now it's set fire, hasn't it?
It certainly has.
Now this war.
But here's where the comparison gets interesting. Dakota's never faced real adversity in her career. Every fight's been a showcase. Every opponent's been dominated. That's impressive, but it's also untested. Juliana, she's been in the trenches. She knows what it feels like to lose everything and have to build it back up. That's the kind of mental toughness you can't teach in a gym.
Yeah, I haven't really thought about that yet, but of course, you know, we have similar records, so I'm always open to it. It's really wherever the matchmakers have me when they have me. I'm not in any position to say no to a fight. When they give me a name, you say yes. And that's just where we're at at this point in our careers. So whatever is next for me, I'm open for it.
Now let's talk skills. Dakota's got that explosive power. We've all seen it. But Juliana's got something equally dangerous. Versatility. Her jiu-jitsu background is legit. Her coaches are calling her the best jiu-jitsu practitioner in the game.
This could be it.
Walker covering up, trying to turn.
Be it.
Miller's got her in a world of trouble, and that's it. Juliana Miller is the ultimate fighter. Message sent.
Okay.
You want your fighters with a little bit of nasty? Say hello to Killer Miller.
She's got multiple finishes against opponents who had never been finished before. Sound familiar? That's exactly what makes Dakota special too. The difference? Juliana's doing it in the UFC against higher-level competition. Every single night in the octagon is a test that Dakota hasn't faced yet. Which brings us to UFC Des Moines. May 3rd, 2025, Juliana Miller versus Ivana Petrovic. On paper, this should be a tough fight. Petrovic has got the size advantage, the reach, the experience. But paper doesn't account for heart. Paper doesn't measure the fire that burns when you're fighting for someone who can't be there to see it.
Really, everybody needs to learn self-defense because gender, race, height, people are getting hurt all the same. And this is what it does, you know. I don't think that your daughters need to be a female MMA fighter, but send them to a few jiu-jitsu classes. Their first party, some guy tries to grab them, they arm drag them, they face plant in the wall, and they say, "I'm out of here. Have a nice day."
After nearly 2 years away, Juliana didn't just win, she dominated. A unanimous decision that wasn't as close as the scorecard suggested. And then came the moment that had everyone in tears. I promised my mother in heaven I would win this fight for her. I won this for you. Killer is back, baby.
I promised my papa in heaven I'll win this fight for her. I'm so good. I won this fight for you.
Dakota's got the power and the perfect record. But Juliana's got the heart of a warrior and UFC-level experience. Dakota's never been tested when things go wrong. Juliana's built her entire comeback on things going wrong. One's a knockout artist who's never faced adversity. The other's a killer who's been forged by it. The truth is, both fighters are special in their own way. Dakota's dominance is undeniable, but Juliana's story is the kind that makes champions legendary. While we're all watching Dakota destroy opponents in PFL, don't sleep on Juliana Miller. She's climbing back up the UFC ladder, and when these two paths eventually cross, and they will, it's going to be fireworks. What do you think? Team Dakota or Team Juliana? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you learned something new, subscribe for more MMA breakdowns, and I'll see you in the next one. Keep fighting, fight fans.
Bumoga, we've seen that in the past, knew that was going to be a problem. And she lands a huge kick to the midsection.
Come on in.
Down the fence.
We're ready.
So long and rangy.
Put away.
When Filipino Muay Thai sensation Islay Bumoga stepped into the ring at Lumpini Stadium, she didn't just win, she sent shockwaves through the entire 103-pound division. Her devastating first-round knockout of Spain's Ronda Rousey wasn't just a victory, it was a statement. And the warning she delivered afterward? Well, that's got everyone talking.
She wanted to prove that she could get a knockout finish.
Stay tuned as we break down this incredible performance, examine her chilling message to future opponents, and draw some fascinating parallels to another rising star who's making waves with similar striking prowess. Let's start with what everyone's been buzzing about. Bumoga's post-fight comments that sent a clear warning to every fighter in her division. After demolishing Ronda Rousey with a perfectly placed body shot that folded the Spanish fighter in half, the 24-year-old from Baguio City delivered what can only be described as a calculated threat disguised as a strategy explanation. I wasn't specifically targeting the body. The game plan was to target everything: head, body, legs. I must deal with every strike with power. I saw an opportunity for a clean shot and I took it.
Yes, definitely the body shot was something that me and my team have been really working on. And honestly, I didn't really expect it to happen that fast, but I'm really thankful.
Now let's break this down. On the surface, it sounds like typical post-fight analysis, but read between the lines and you'll see the chilling reality. Bumoga isn't hunting for specific targets. She's hunting for any opening, anywhere on your body, and when she finds it, she's throwing everything with knockout intent. This isn't the mindset of someone looking to win rounds, folks. This is the mindset of a finisher, a hunter. And that should terrify everyone in her weight class. The precision of that body shot wasn't luck. It was the result of a fighter who trains every strike to end fights. As she put it herself, she must deal every strike with power. That's not technique talk, that's a promise. Now let's analyze what made this knockout so special, because the technical execution was flawless. Bumoga faced an aggressive Ronda Rousey, who came forward throwing everything she had. But watch this. Instead of backing up or clinching, Bumoga stayed composed, patient, like a predator waiting for the perfect moment.
You said to the Thai media you'd want to show more of small women fighting and build division for you. Is that important to you?
Yes. I want to show one championship, the whole world, fight fans, that smaller women can be twice as much as entertaining as bigger weight divisions as well. We can be exciting, we can be electrifying, and we can bring in views too. And we can be equally as talented as the bigger divisions. And we're cute.
Very entertaining.
And then it happened. A straight punch, perfectly timed, right into Rubio's sternum. The Spanish fighter dropped like she'd been hit by a truck, and the delayed reaction tells you everything. She didn't even see it coming. What makes this even more impressive is Bumoga's admission that this wasn't some pre-planned setup. She said, "I saw an opportunity for a clean shot, and I took it."
ความรู้สึกของเธอครับ
It feels fantastic. I've trained for so long for this.
That's pure fighting instinct, folks. That's what separates good fighters from great ones. the ability to recognize and capitalize on split-second opportunities that others would miss entirely. The fact that she needed less than one full round to find and exploit that opening, that's the mark of a special talent. And remember, this was her first official main roster fight in one championship. Imagine what she'll do with more experience. Speaking of special talents with devastating striking power, Bumoga's performance has drawn some fascinating comparisons to another rising star, England's Dakota Ditcheva. Both fighters share an eerily similar approach to striking. They're not just throwing techniques, they're throwing with bad intentions. Every punch, every kick is designed to end the fight, not just score points. Watch Ditcheva's recent performances in PFL, and you'll see the same calculated aggression, the same patient hunting for the perfect shot. Both fighters have that rare ability to make opponents crumble with single, perfectly placed strikes.
Against defense with body shots.
Combination again, punching her way out of these clinches.
The similarities are striking, pun intended. Both are young, both are undefeated in their recent runs, and both possess that killer instinct that promoters love and opponents fear. Ditcheva has been terrorizing the PFL women's flyweight division with her precision striking and knockout power. Sound familiar? That's exactly what Bumoga is doing in one championship's atomweight ranks.
Oh, nice side kick to the head there. Some of the side kicks there, that was the side kick that finds the head of Fu from Bumoga.
The difference? Bumoga brings that traditional Muay Thai foundation, what she calls Pinoy-style Muay Thai, mixing Filipino boxing influences with classical Muay Thai techniques. It's a combination that's proving absolutely lethal. Both fighters represent the future of women's combat sports, technical, powerful, and utterly ruthless when they smell blood in the water.
Very happy that I'm winning this fight. I know this is one championship. It's a very big scale fight. And also, I want to say something. I am stronger than this. I would love to KO the opponent because there's lots of people expecting me, believing in me.
So where does Bumoga go from here? Well, she's already fielding callouts, most notably from Japanese kickboxer Masaki Morita. But Bumoga's response was pure gold. If she wants to fight me, she'd better go to Muay Thai. I'm a Muay Thai girly.
Well, if she wants to fight me, she better go to Muay Thai. And it's always up to one championship. If they give me Misaki, then I'll humbly accept and train for a fight.
I love the confidence. She's not just picking her fights, she's picking her rule sets. That's the kind of swagger you can only have when you know you're special. With 3 straight wins in one championship and a performance bonus in her pocket, Bumoga is positioning herself for bigger opportunities. And honestly, after what we saw at Lumpini Stadium, who's going to argue with her? The 103-pound division just got a lot more dangerous, folks. There you have it. Fight fans. Islay Bumoga isn't just winning fights, she's making statements. Her warning to the division is clear. Come prepared for war, because she's bringing everything with knockout intent. The comparison to Dakota Ditcheva isn't just about style, it's about mindset. Both fighters represent a new generation of female fighters who aren't content with decisions. They want finishes, and they have the skills to get them. Keep your eyes on Bumoga, because something tells me we're watching the early stages of a championship run. And if you're a fighter in her division, well, you heard her warning. Every strike comes with power, every opening will be exploited, and when she sees her shot, she's taking it. That's all for tonight's Combat Sports Central. And remember, in combat sports, respect is earned one knockout at a time.
Ronda Rousey, she finally peeled back the curtain on her retirement. On an Instagram live stream, Rousey stated, quote, "My concussion history that I had to keep secret for years, so I would be able to continue to compete and perform. That's basically why I had to retire," end quote.
Ronda Rousey drops a bombshell to the UFC as speculation reaches fever pitch about her potential involvement in the historic White House card. Ronda Rousey sparks UFC return rumors ahead of White House card. The Queen is back. But hold on. Before you get your hopes up, there's much more to this story than meets the eye. We're about to separate fact from fiction in what could be the biggest MMA story of the year.
He has been described as the world's most dominant athlete, knocking out barriers and setting records. In her new memoir, Our Fight, UFC and WWE champion Ronda Rousey chronicles her journey to the top and back from her lowest point as she reflects on the losses and the lessons experienced along the way. And joining us now is UFC Hall of Famer.
It all began with a simple Instagram post. 6 months after welcoming her second daughter, 38-year-old Ronda Rousey uploaded training footage that immediately set the MMA world ablaze. The video shows the former UFC champion back in the cage, displaying the judo skills that once made her the most dominant female fighter on the planet. Martial art nerd S.A. Rousey captioned the video, but fans read between the lines. Comments flooded in. "I'd like to see this woman back in the UFC," one fan wrote. "The queen is back," declared another. The timing couldn't be more perfect or suspicious. Adding fuel to the fire, current UFC bantamweight Luana Santos posted photos training alongside Rousey, writing, "From dream to reality, next to the woman who made me start MMA. I love you, Ronda Rousey."
Rousey is currently promoting her soon-to-be-released new book, Our Fight. Guys, does this change anything about how you viewed her exit from MMA all of these years? Mike Bond, we go to you.
Yes and no, I guess. Like, do I feel like this contributed to her getting her head kicked off her shoulders by Holly Holm or brutally knocked out by Amanda Nunes? Not really. I mean, if you look at it in like hindsight, the skill sets, obviously the greatness of Nunes, Holm's kicking ability, like that would have happened if she had an iron chin or if she was more vulnerable to a knockout.
But here's what we know. Rousey has been training at Syndicate MMA in Las Vegas with Ramona Pascal. Santos's manager, Lucas Lutkus, confirmed that Santos simply asked to join a session to meet her idol. The question everyone's asking, is this just fitness training or something more? The timing of these training videos has everything to do with President Donald Trump's historic announcement. In July, Trump revealed plans for an unprecedented UFC event at the White House in July 2026, celebrating America's 250th birthday.
We're going to have a UFC fight. We're going to have a UFC fight. Think of this on the grounds of the White House. We have a lot of land there. We're going to build a little, we're not, Dana's going to do it. Dana's great, one of a kind. We're going to have a UFC fight, championship fight, full fight, like 20, 25,000 people. And we're going to do that as part of 250 also. We're going to have some incredible events, some professional events, some amateur events. But the UFC fight's going to be a big deal.
Dana White has confirmed this will be an invitation-only, ultra-exclusive event with stringent security measures. Early speculation suggested dream matchups like John Jones versus Tom Aspinall, with rumors of Conor McGregor's involvement. But could Ronda Rousey be the surprise headliner that nobody saw coming? The logistics alone would be staggering. Imagine the first-ever UFC event at the White House, with the most recognizable female fighter in MMA history making her comeback after nearly a decade away. It would be the ultimate redemption story, if it were true. But here's where the story takes a dramatic turn, and Rousey's warning becomes crystal clear. Now comes the sobering truth that every fight fan needs to hear. In August 2024, Ronda Rousey delivered a devastating blow to comeback hopes when she explicitly stated, "I'm just not neurologically fit to compete anymore at the highest level. I just can't."
It's not happening. I'm just not neurologically fit to compete anymore at the highest level. I just can't. You just get to a level where...
This isn't just about being out of practice. Rousey revealed frightening details about her neurological condition. "When I got into MMA, I had already had dozens of concussions that I trained through. Like, not even stopped for. So that was about a decade of having concussion symptoms more often than not." The former champion described terrifying symptoms. "I would get a jab and I would go blind." She explained how neurological injuries accumulate over time and don't get better. A family history of epilepsy has exacerbated the damage from years of combat sports.
Neurological injuries you take accumulate over time. They don't get better. And when I got into MMA, I had already had dozens of concussions that I'd trained through, like not even stopped for.
Oh, wow.
So that was like, you know, about a decade of having concussion symptoms more often than not. And so when I got into MMA, it was really, I was playing a game of zero errors. And then it got to the point where I was, you know, fighting more often than anybody. I had more outside of fighting responsibilities. And
With assistance from Dana White, Rousey participated in a long-term fighter's neurological study at the Cleveland Clinic. The diagnosis was clear. The accumulation of head trauma from her judo career through her MMA days has left lasting damage. You just get to a level where the neurological injuries you take accumulate over time. They don't get better, Rousey explained. This is her warning to the UFC and to fans. The comeback everyone wants simply cannot happen.
And you just get to a level where, you know, the neurological injuries you take accumulate over time. They don't get better.
So what is Ronda Rousey actually doing? The training videos that sparked comeback rumors are part of her postpartum recovery after welcoming daughter Liko'ula Pawomahina Kaipiha Brown in January. It's been a blast finding joy in training again. I missed it. My body missed it, Rousey wrote. She credits MMA training for helping her feel healthier than after her first pregnancy, when she only did gym workouts. But make no mistake, this is about fitness and potentially professional wrestling, not preparing for the octagon. Since her last UFC fight in December 2016 against Amanda Nunes, Rousey transitioned to WWE until 2023 and has since focused on family life on a farm with husband Travis Brown and their 2 daughters.
And you see Amanda Nunes come in, and I watched that fight, and I'm looking at the capabilities that Amanda had versus what Ronda.
Well, what happened with Ronda was very unique in that she came in and put this thing on the world stage. This thing being women fighting.
Women fighting, yeah.
She put it on the world stage.
Correct.
Right? At a level that nobody else could have ever done it. And while she was doing what she was doing, building the sport and the UFC and women, all these other women were training to be her. You know what I mean?
Yes.
The speculation around Rousey highlights something crucial about combat sports, the fine line between comeback dreams and harsh medical realities. While fans clamor for the return of their heroes, fighters like Rousey are making difficult but necessary decisions about their long-term health. As for the White House card, expect to see John Jones, Tom Aspinall, and possibly Conor McGregor instead. Tonight's story serves as a reminder that behind every great fighter is a human being making tough choices about their future. Ronda Rousey's warning is clear. She's not neurologically fit to compete at the highest level anymore. While the Queen may be back in training, she won't be back in the octagon. Sometimes the bravest fight is knowing when not to fight at all. That's our report for tonight. Stay tuned for more breaking MMA news. And remember, in the fight game, the most important victory is going home healthy.
Oh, she's tapping her. Oh, she got a behind the back Kimura. That's that crude Kimura.
Oh, is this going to be enough? Bella Mir making it very rough inside.
Notice Calderon's left arm. It's just wrenched behind her back. Wrestlers are good at this so they can get pins. Man, she like almost tapped. She's about to tap again.
Oh,
there's
there
the tap.
it is.
Man, the crude Kimura. If we get a different angle, you have to have a little eye for the game.
The meteoric rise of Bella Mir, daughter of UFC legend Frank Mir, who just delivered a devastating chicken wing submission that has everyone asking, could she be the next Dakota Ditcheva?
Using that elbow to frame her out and keep distance where she can create some space and let her hands go in this clinch range.
Yeah, they're looking out of her element here. She's hurt to the body. That's it. The end of the fight. Rich Mitchell waves it off the knee.
At 22 years old, Mir stayed undefeated with a first-round submission at Fury FC's Challenger Series 14. But this isn't just another prospect story. This is about legacy, Olympic dreams, and a young woman juggling 3 combat sports. Sunday night in Houston, Bella Mir versus Stephanie Stone Cold Calderon. After brief striking exchanges, Mir shot for her signature takedown and dominated.
But Bella Mir ended up pinning Calderon's arm behind her back, and then like a one-armed wrench, getting that fist behind the back, hitting that Kimura. The cock lock, the fruit Kimura, here it is. Here it is. Watch, she's gonna stuff that hand right between their chests, and all you have to do is pick the wrist up. A one-arm, that was awesome. There was the...
Oh, man.
That was brutal. That was awesome. We've not seen that in this cage before.
Alex is going to head inside and speak with Bella Mir. What a finish. And you couldn't see it on your screens, but Bella very respectful, very thankful that Stephanie took this fight, embraced Stephanie after that
Once on the ground, Mir advanced to mount, forced a scramble, took the back, and locked in what she called a chicken wing, a one-armed kimura that forced the tap at 358. That's folk-style wrestling right there. That's a chicken wing. Now, the Dakota Ditcheva comparison everyone's making, the parallels are striking. Both young, undefeated, marketable fighters. But Bella has key advantages.
Dakota Ditcheva, right hand in a hammer crank.
Feel like I'm going to be one of the targets this year, coming in with an undefeated record. I've just won the European title.
Do it! Dakota Ditcheva with the third round finish!
The name recognition. Frank Mir's legacy opens doors. Second, more complete skill set. Elite grappling with improving striking. Third, better storylines. Olympic dreams, family legacy, UFC's first NIL athlete. Dakota rushed into high-level competition. Bella's building methodically across 3 combat sports. That patience could be the difference between a shooting star and a superstar.
Win each fight to get to the top. I'm looking forward to bringing this title home.
What makes Bella truly special? Success across 3 combat sports simultaneously. Wrestling. After transferring from Iowa to North Central College, she reached the NCAA finals at 145 pounds and is targeting the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. Jiu-Jitsu. World champion at blue belt level, and recently submitted Carol Joya at UFC BJJ 1.
Without further ado, though, let us say hello to the former UFC heavyweight champion and a future potential UFC champion, his daughter, Bella Mir. We've got Frank Mir and Bella Mir here. How exciting is this? This is unbelievable. Hello, guys. Thank you so much. Frank, it's great to see you. And we've obviously talked a million times over the years. Now to do it with your daughter, who's turning into a future star in her own right, this is pretty damn cool. So congratulations to you, Frank, first and foremost, on everything that you're doing with Bella as of late.
Oh, thank you so much. I mean, I think it's every father's dream to make sure that his child finds something that they love and can, and also, you know, make a living doing it. So like, just it's definitely a dream come true for me. Not that I want her to do this, but she's doing something she loves. She's good at it and is able to, you know, take care of herself with it.
Perfect 4-0 record with all submissions. Most fighters struggle with one discipline. Bella's excelling at 3 while planning for the Olympics. That's exceptional. Bella isn't just any prospect. She has direct access to Dana White as the UFC's first NIL athlete.
I wasn't allowed to compete in my first ever jiu-jitsu tournament till I was a green belt. Because my dad was like freaking out, like, your name, they're gonna try to rip your arm off. When I wrestled boys in middle school, like how would have guys that were in high school and dropped down to middle school division just to try to beat me up? I'm honestly used to it just because of my last name. And my dad's been really good preparing me for that like my whole life.
Dana and I have such a close relationship, and I know he's going to advise what's best for me. The timeline dilemma. Jump to UFC now or wait until after 2028 Olympics. If she makes the Olympic team, especially in Los Angeles, she'd enter the UFC with more mainstream recognition than any women's MMA prospect in history.
How long till she's in the UFC, do you think?
If she wanted to be there right now, she could have been already back in July. But we held off because she was 17 at the time. And she had 2 pro fights. And I just want to take our time. And right now, she probably would jump into it now, but she wants to follow a college career. She's a national champion in wrestling. She's an All-American, 4 or 5 times over, multiple times, she could have been a 5-time state champion because she won in 8th grade, but COVID took her one of the years away from everybody.
And the storylines get better. Remember Frank Mir's rivalry with Brock Lesnar? Bella wants to settle the score with Lesnar's daughter, Maya.
And that's funny you say that about Maya Lesnar. The amount of people that have asked me if I want to fight her and do the Brock Lesnar Frank Mir trilogy, but in daughter form. I'm like, man, if Dana ever, I know Dana would 100% promote that if Maya was fighting. So yeah, if Maya Lesnar, if you're ever hearing this, you should train and we could just like have a little fight because that would be awesome. I mean, who wouldn't want to see that?
So if Maya Lesnar, if you're ever hearing this, you should train and we could just have a little fight. That would be awesome. Frank beat Lesnar by knee bar. Lesnar got revenge at UFC 100. Their daughter's settling the trilogy. Dana White would break the bank for that.
And then I was backstage getting ready for the fight. One of the other fighters on the card goes, "Hey man, you got to do this. It's it's MMA versus pro wrestling." "Oh, you think he's a pro wrestler?" Like, the dude's a national champion wrestler. So then that actually put a lot of pressure on me because I'm sitting there going, people are going to think that he's just a pro wrestler? Like, no, give me anybody else. Most of the other pro wrestlers don't have a background in combat. That was upsetting. And so I was really focused to take him out.
Let's pump the brakes for a reality check. There are legitimate challenges ahead. First, injury history. Multiple injuries at Iowa forced her transfer. Managing 3 combat sports increases risk exponentially. Second, competition level. Her 4-0 record is impressive, but she hasn't faced top-tier MMA competition. The jump to UFC level is massive.